This is Joe Stevens with the Equestrian Inquirer and Everfree Radio.
Along with Tech Rats.
And we have a very special guest with Amy Keating Rogers, the writer from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Hi.
We are so happy you're here. And in fact, I think we have a writers panel coming up soon.
Yes, we have it tomorrow.
How have you been liking BronyCon so far?
I love it. I'm having a great time. Everybody's so nice, and just seeing all the fans and the response from the fans has been really exciting.
Wonderful, wonderful. And we've already said that you're a writer on the show. That's correct. What is it like to write for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic?
It's actually one of the best shows I've ever written for, because Lauren set up the whole world so completely. It just made it incredibly easy to write for in a lot of ways, because the characters were so complete and so detailed and so individual. It made it so writing came very naturally.
And so what other shows, you mentioned Lauren Faust, so you've worked with her before.
Yes, I've worked with Lauren on Powerpuff Girls and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful. And you were saying how Lauren really was able to flesh out these characters and flesh out this world. When you sit down to write a script for the show, which character do you most enjoy writing for?
Currently, my last couple episodes, I really had a good time with Pinkie Pie. In the last roundup, she did a lot of fun stuff with the Chimichurri-chonga.
Chimichurri-chonga.
And then in A Friend Indeed, she had that whole stuff with Cranky. I got to write a song for her. So getting that silliness of Pinkie, those were my last two episodes. So I got to really enjoy that. I also do enjoy Applejack a lot, because I get to pull in the kind of the southern isms in there, and a lot of that kind of stuff are ways that I talk in certain ways. I'm not from the South, I'm from Los Angeles, but I kind of get to pull in a lot of my kind of I Love Lucy stuff.
I was just going to ask you about that, actually.
Yeah. I Love Lucy is a show that I watched growing up, just obviously in reruns because I'm not that old, but to be able to play with her language is a lot of fun with Applejack, because she does say quirky, silly things.
Well, that's wonderful. We love those unique characters. We love watching them. But one of the interesting things, you mentioned you had been Powerpuff Girls. What do you think is the difference between that show, which had a lot of the same people who work on My Little Pony, and My Little Pony, because they were both written for sort of a younger demographic, and this show is completely taken off in a way that Powerpuff Girls, while it was hugely popular, what do you see as the difference between the two shows?
Honestly, I think one of the big differences is where the internet is now. Because had the internet, back then, I would have some fan interaction, because I was the head writer of the show, and so I would go onto websites and see how fans were liking the shows and see the responses, but it was never to the level. The internet wasn't to that level. I don't think there was YouTube back then.
Yeah.
So we didn't have that same, there wasn't the level of...
There was no Bubblicious back then.
Right. We didn't have that, although there was an episode called Bubblicious.
There was an episode? Did you write that episode?
I wrote... Powerpuff worked differently than other shows. It was an outline-driven show.
So it was more of a collaboration between writers for each episode?
Right. It was an outline-driven show is you have a story meeting, I would write the outlines, and then the storyboard artist drew it and did the dialogue. I actually did a full script for one episode of Powerpuff Girls, and that was Molingual. I forget if it's called Molingual or Molinguish. It changed titles, and I forget which it started and which it went to. But yes, there is an episode called Bubblicious.
Wonderful.
But I think that's one of the big things, is had Powerpuff come out now and the internet been what it is now, I think it might have had this kind of explosion. I think it's also that Pony was, it came at a time that's it's so different, and Powerpuff Girls was very different for its time. My Little Pony is very different for its time, and it's kind of unexpected, and it also has to do, I think, so many things with My Little Pony and Powerpuff Girls both came together. So many things came together that to make both those shows very harmonious.
There are a lot of really talented people working on both shows.
So between you have the writers, the voice actors, the music, the storyboard artists, the animators. Just both of those shows I feel had such, they have a lot of things in common, and I did have interaction with the male fan base on Powerpuff Girls and became friends with them, but it was a much smaller community.
We were known as the Rowdy Rough Boys. I'm a veteran of the Rowdy Rough Boy community, and I can wholeheartedly say that the Bronies and the Rowdy Rough Boys, very different, but there's still kind of a sense of
Right.
goodwill in both of them.
Right. I mean, yeah, they're one's a superhero show and one's a show much more geared about friendship, and so yeah, they're very,
And both created by a husband and wife pair.
well.
That's right.
Well, no, that's not the point, right?
Yeah.
Craig created Powerpuff Girls, and Lauren created.
Well, yes, that her husband created Powerpuff and she created My Little Pony.
I said the way you put it.
Oh, okay, yes, yeah.
Together, it's like, well, no, that's not quite what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, the other thing you had mentioned earlier, you were talking about how, when you were talking about the last roundup, you had mentioned how you were a big fan of I Love Lucy, and how you were able to incorporate that into the episode. My first question to you was that, how did it feel to be able to actually incorporate a reference to that classic scene in an episode of My Little Pony?
It was a lot of fun. It was really great. I remember being in the story meeting and we were trying to come up with, okay, what's going to be happening? What are they doing in this scene when they're trying to grill Applejack? What are the other ponies doing? How are we bringing them into the cherry farm, and what's it doing? And I said, what if it's a reference to I Love Lucy, the chocolate scene, and they're sorting, and then you just have this funny stuff, and we just me and Robert Zetti and Lauren Faust, we just started spinning off of that.
Is there a lot of copyright approval you have to do for referencing a show like that?
Not that I know of.
I guess if it's a well-known cultural fact.
Very good. I've seen that reference.
It's been parodied so many other places.
So many places. So
Absolutely.
That's wonderful that the crew was able to embrace it.
And leading from that as well, like obviously I Love Lucy was one of your inspirations. Are there any other shows or any other cartoons that you've seen that have inspired you when it comes to writing for the show?
I'm not sure if, as far as My Little Pony, if there are any cartoons that really inspired me. With any of the music, I tried to reference music that I knew, because I'm not a composer, and with all of my music, with all of my songs, I did my own versions of them because I thought that was what we were supposed to do, and I recorded them and all that stuff. But so I always referenced music. So like with the Smile song, I said this should be like the Brady Bunch is another big influence in my life. This should be like Sunshine Day, or
My Little Pony Variety Hour.
Well, no. The song should be up. That the Smile song should be. I think I'll go for a walk outside now. So to have that kind of upbeat and happiness, crossed with "Walking on Sunshine" by Katrina and the Waves.
You have a very nice voice, by the way, for singing.
Thank you. So I always say, and then for the best night ever at the gala, I referenced "Into the Woods." It's Ever After is the song, and I actually thought of that when we were in the story meeting. We were talking, and there should be this big epic song about them, all their dreams and hopes and aspirations at the thing, and just in my head I heard the Into the Woods song and I went, oh my gosh, that's what it is. And the wheels began spinning in my head immediately. And I, like I said, I always record versions of these. And for that one, I don't know how to use GarageBand very well.
Yeah.
But I know how to edit in Final Cut. Okay.
So you create a basically early stage version of all the songs that you wrote.
A scratch track.
Yeah,
and it's terrible.
Does it vary much from what is the end result?
The at the gala one, all of them he tweaks and makes way better. Let's just say that, because Daniel's awesome. But like with at the gala, I recorded all of the voices and spliced it all together and tried to imitate the voices, which is not my skill at all. And so it was this epic long thing that I edited together and I sent it to them, and I hope he must have gotten that reference, or he at least read that it said at the gala or Ever After, so he knew what I was referencing. So since I always record them, I assumed that then Daniel got them. And then in this whole Twitter conversation, I found out that, at least with the Smile song, he didn't get the Smile song. And my Smile song is different than his Smile song. Obviously, the tune's different, because he never heard my tune.
Do we know what the tune is? Can we get a bit of it at all?
I would have to have lyrics in front of me.
Come on, every pony. Smile, smile, smile. Okay,
I'm
going to put you on the spot.
Sunshine.
I have my lyrics. If you want to hear it.
We would love to hear
Okay,
it.
hold on.
I think, okay, we're
is an
getting an
exclusive.
exclusive prototype Smile, Smile, Smile song. The original before it was
She has a
recorded.
script here. Oh, look at this.
Look at
Well,
wonderful.
We became this conversation on Twitter, and people said, "Oh, can we hear them? Can we hear?" And,
Yeah.
and like I said, it's me singing into my computer, and so it's lousy.
So when you're collaborating with the folks in Vancouver, you're doing this over Twitter.
Oh no. No.
That would take a long time,
what
I
I was
think.
going to say.
Yeah.
No, just recently
Ah,
on
okay.
Twitter, somebody asked me about music.
Okay.
Um,
well, we'd love to hear what it's about. Then.
Oh, yeah, please do. This would be great. All right.
Okay, now I have to remember the.
I don't want to block your view here. So.
Okay, so
It's got to be.
see, it says it's a sunshine day.
It's a sunshine day. Okay,
From
I'm
the
going to read
Brady
here.
Bunch.
Yeah.
Can I
I'm gonna-
touch that script?
Yes.
No. I'm going to read the intro to lead into you. A cheery song begins to play, a la It's a Sunshine Day from the Brady Bunch. Pinky begins walking through town and happily greeting every pony and critter she sees. As she does, she always gets a big smile back.
Okay, and now I have to not remember the actual.
song.
It is
That-
catchy. It is
yeah.
catchy.
It's catchy. It's catchy.
Yeah, you have to think of the original version.
Okay. Oh, crud monkeys.
I got to remember that one. That's a new one for me.
Yeah.
Crud Monkeys. I love it.
Okay. Oh, and it's on my iPod. I'm sorry, I'm brain freezing because this is kind of
On your iPod.
Hold on.
Well, that's okay. In the intermittent, we'll just be like building up. We're setting the scene. Imagine the same scene you saw.
The anticipation.
With anticipation. Yeah.
Okay.
Pinkie Pie is walking down the street, walking down the street.
I'm singing the wrong version.
Is there a particular verse that maybe is
Wait.
coming to you quicker? Maybe go to the
I'm
chorus?
so sorry.
That's all right.
See,
No,
okay.
not a problem. Okay.
Okay, I just need to relax.
Let's all take a breath.
Let's all take a breath. Let's all take a breath.
Okay.
We'll
can do
feature
this.
a response. This feature of the Equestrian Inquirer and Everfree Radio is sponsored by, well, us. And, of course, Amy Keating Riley.
Absolutely.
I would listen to it in my iPod, but Okay.
Okay, so I guess how long ago was this that this came out? When this was writing? It's probably been a long time. Okay, here we go. We got it.
My name is Pinkie Pie. Hello. And I am here to say, how you doing? I'm gonna make you smile and I will brighten up your day. Bonjour. It doesn't matter now. What's up? If you are sad or blue, howdy partner, 'cause cheering up my friends is just what Pinkie's here to do. 'Cause I love to make you smile, smile, smile. Fills my heart up with sunshine, shine, shine. All I really need is a smile, smile, smile from these happy friends of mine.
Wow.
Whoa! Wow!
That was fantastic.
wonderful. Oh
I
my
can
gosh.
totally hear the Brady Bunch singing that too. That's the funny thing.
Oh, that was great. That was wonderful. Okay, so
stupendous.
that was the original
original
one
version.
before it had been updated by Daniel Ingram, of course.
Yeah. And then it's longer, and there's actually a patter section in there.
Oh yeah, a pattern.
A patter.
Ah.
Do you know what a patter section is?
I'm not familiar with that musical term.
Okay, it's kind of when there's talk singing.
Ah, okay,
Okay.
kind of
Okay,
like with the Find a
so-
Pet song.
Okay. So hold on.
Oh, we're getting more.
We're
you
getting
want more?
We would,
We would love more.
We would
Absolutely.
love more.
Okay. Did you finally? So this is Pinkie. It goes back and forth between
So
characters.
this is the setup. Pinkie Pie is conversing with whom?
Okay,
Is she-
Pinkie starts walking out of town towards Sweet Apple Acres. She talk-sings as she comes up to various ponies on the road who talk-sing back at her. First, she sees Derpy Doo, which...
And it's in the script as Derpy Doo. Make a note of that.
Okay. Did you finally get that nasty cough cleared up there, Derpy Doo? Yes, I followed your advice and drank Zikora's no-cough brew. Your new haircut's really cool there, Harry, looking super fly. Wow, I can't believe you noticed. You're the best friend, Pinkie Pie. Hey there, Shimmy Shake. How did Twist do in her last spelling test? Thanks for asking, Pinkie Pie. This time she really did her best. Hey there, Rarity. I really like your super sense of style. Thank you, Pinkie Pie. You sure Oh gosh, you sure do know just how to. Wait, thank you, Pinkie Pie. You sure do know just how to make me smile. Twilight, here's that book you wanted. It's about a great white whale. Hello, Spike. It's nice to see you. Wow, I love your shiny scales. Fluttershy, I found a lost friend. Bunny, I'll take care of you. Applejack, tell Granny Smith I love that tasty apple stew. Polo ponies, best of luck. I know your game will go just great. When we win, we want you here so we can help you celebrate. Hey there, Rooster. That sure was a super cock-a-doodle-doo. And hey, cows, I gotta thank you all for busting out a moo. Moo. You chickens lay great eggs, and pigs, you really are fine swine. And seeing you all smile is making me feel really fine. I really am so happy. Woohoo! Your smile fills me with glee. Whoopee! I give a smile and I get a smile, and that's so special to me. Thank you all for being friendly, tee-hee, and for making my day bright. Spreading joy to all my friends makes me feel out of sight, 'cause I love to see you beam, beam, beam. Tell me what more can I say? Makes me happy when you beam, beam, beam. Yes, it always makes my day. And then it goes on and it finishes and it goes, it's up. I can keep going.
Well,
I have no words.
Does it conclude the same way as the episode where it's a big parade and Pinkie Pie is everything?
Yes, if you look, grand finale, everyone
Grand
dancing,
finale.
spinning, twirling, Pinkie.
I would love
leaves-
to hear your version of that. I would love to hear
Okay.
that.
So, like, everybody's joining in.
Pinkie Pie's lifted up
Yes,
on every
she's-
pony's
yes.
shoulders.
And she goes, and so she's like, come on everybody, smile, smile, smile. Fill my heart up with sunshine, shine, shine. All I really need's a smile, smile, smile from these happy friends of mine. Yes, then she goes solo. Yes, the perfect gift for me is a smile wide as a mile to make me happy as can be. All you have to do is smile, smile, smile.
And scene. Oh, that was wonderful.
I am
Thank
getting
you
a
very
little choked
much.
up here, guys. Seriously, that was
I
phenomenal.
don't know if anybody out listening was keeping track, but there was at least half a dozen background ponies that we
Yes.
never got a chance to see.
Yes.
I'd love to see the polo ponies in the
I
future.
know, that would've been
Harry.
cute, Harry.
What does Harry look like?
I'm not sure what Harry looks like. He's Harry.
He's a hairy pony. He's a hairy
And I
pony.
did also notice that you did mention Derpy in the script as
Yeah.
Derpy Doo.
As Derpy Doo, yeah. So, yeah, I didn't know that Derpy was called Derpy Hooves. As people know, kind of legendarily and infamously, Derpy was Ditsy Doo, and then I changed to Derpy Doo.
Derpy Doo.
When I was asked to. So then, when I had an
Wonderful.
opportunity to throw Derpy in there again, I thought I'll throw Derpy in. So
Was it timing that we cut all those background ponies for that?
I think yes. It was a long script.
Yeah.
So I think it was just, and also I'm thinking if Daniel didn't hear the song, he probably was like, I don't know what this whole, he might have been not gotten what the concept was. Not that, I mean, he's a smart guy.
So do you think he heard your version at all, sung before?
No.
So maybe
I know he didn't, because that was the whole thing. There was this Twitter conversation. He said, I'd love to hear that.
Well, maybe we can get this video to him then, so we can finally hear the version.
I can send Daniel the horrible tinny version that I did. But no, I think it was honestly cut for time, because it kind of, the song was the way it's written now. It propels continuously. The action just keeps the song flowing, and
Right.
it really, it kind of, the patter kind of stopped the momentum.
Yeah.
Is what I think really happened. So it was a very good choice to cut that and just keep that, because it was just building and building. And
Well,
that
it's
song
such
is
a
so epic.
wonderful piece of a find that we were able to see the original script. I'm so happy you brought it.
I've got chills. Honest to goodness, I have chills. It was wonderful. So thank you so much.
No problem.
Something I wanted to bring up was that over 1,500 bronies not only watched and heard this, but probably loved it.
I didn't hear what he said.
He was just saying that 1,500 bronies are watching this
Holy
and
cow.
loved it.
Oh my
We
gosh.
loved it. It was wonderful, wasn't it? I can hear you applauding through the camera. I'm pretty sure if you're applauding right through the camera. So just if we have just time for a couple more questions.
Sure.
I don't know. I think we've got another panel coming up here at 3:00 or something like that. But I'm just so happy that we're
Are
happy.
they saying that woman should get singing
Well,
lessons?
we actually have one trick. Do we have any questions in the feed that are being addressed? Because if we have an opportunity, we'd love to get some people watching at home to ask some questions. Do we have any questions But while we're waiting on that, we did so much on that wonderful song.
I'm sorry.
It must be fun writing musical lines into
Love
episodes
it.
because you've written a lot of shows that have no musical
Yes.
episodes. Is it more fun to write one with the music then?
I love writing stuff with music in it. That was one of the great opportunities that Lauren brought up. She said, if a song fits naturally within an episode, let's put music in. And it made me so happy because I actually have a theater background. I was in musical theater. And so it made me incredible. Being able to, make up songs, it's really hard for me when I find out that I have a song, I agonize over it, and all the lyrics I go over really hard, and I work really hard on the tune, whether it's something I'm kind of mimicking or whether it's something I come up with originally, and I just put my heart and soul into it. So it's something that I loved getting a chance to
Wonderful.
do.
We do have a question from the audience.
Yes.
They're wanting to know how many writers are working on season 3.
I actually don't know because I'm not one of the writers on season 3.
Oh no! Oh, where are we losing you to?
I got a job story editing the new version of Care Bears. So
Care Bears, yes,
Interesting.
I believe. And where is Care Bears airing? And
it is also airing on the Hub.
on the Hub.
It's on
Wonderful.
Saturday mornings. So I was when you're story editing, you're just so super busy doing that job.
How do you enjoy writing for Care Bears, and how is it different from writing for My Little Pony?
I enjoy it a lot. It's been, as story editor, you're not writing a lot of your own scripts. You're getting people's scripts in, and you're editing them. You're making sure everybody's on character. You're making sure the story flows well. But it's been a blast. Just getting an opportunity to, like Pony, be on a show from the very beginning and help establish those characters has been a really good experience.
Okay, I think we have another question from the chat. Yeah.
Ask Megan about season 3. Megan McCarthy knows because
Okay.
Megan's the story editor for
So-
season 3.
All right.
Oh,
we
wonderful,
will certainly
wonderful,
try to do
wonderful.
that. Absolutely.
Well-
Do we have another question from the chat?
Well, I think that we are working on getting some questions. We're still working on getting that formulated. Our stream right now is apparently exploding with people just saying how much they love Care Bears.
Oh my gosh.
That's
so
wonderful.
We've got a lot of Care Bears. Okay, are you coming to Canterlot Gardens?
That's the one in Ohio.
That's correct.
No,
Yes.
I am not. I couldn't swing that one.
I do actually have a question since so many people are caring about Care Bears. If there ends up being a huge version of Bronies that embrace Care Bears, and obviously you're writing on it, we're going to love it, what would you call a male fan of Care Bears? Do we have like a Brony terminology, like
I
a
know-
Care Bro?
Care Bro. There we
I
go.
know something because they have belly badges. I've
Uh-huh.
heard belly bros
Belly
Belly
Bros?
Bros.
around. I think the thing I liked about Bronies so much is it came so naturally from the fandom that I think that's something that you can't. I hope that Care Bears develops as an amazing fan base as you guys because you guys are awesome. But I think that's something that the fans have to. What do you want to call yourselves? What would they want to call themselves?
Maybe we'll find out at CaraCon 2013.
There you go.
CaraCon
I like that.
2013. Yes,
Nice.
that's wonderful. We do have a question from the live stream.
Okay.
And I know you said you're already going to Care Bears.
Yes.
Is there any possibility you'll come back to My Little Pony? And would that be would you like doing that?
If I was asked to write another pony script, I would happily do that because
That's wonderful.
I really love those writing for those ponies. I feel a really good, strong connection to them, and so I would absolutely.
Of course, you love Applejack and Pinkie Pie.
Yeah, just all of them. Like I said, the world is so wonderfully established that
Wonderful.
jumping into that world is fun.
I actually have an interesting question because you're out of the Southern California group, correct?
Yes.
Which includes people like Tara Strong.
Yeah.
But then the rest of the community, the rest of the voice actors are in Vancouver.
Right.
Is there a lot of interaction? Do you go over there to work
Not-
on the scripts?
Not me.
Not you.
No,
Okay.
none of us. The scripts are written in LA.
All the writers are in LA.
Yes, and then once you send your script off, it kind of goes off, and you do you write a first draft, you get notes, you can do a second draft, that kind of stuff, But then once it's finalized, it goes off and it gets recorded, and we're not part of that.
Yeah.
And what is it like when you write a script and you send it off, and then you get to hear, once the voice actors have recorded their lines for it, and get them to hear them saying the script that you had written? What is that like?
Quite honestly, with Pony, I didn't get to hear recordings, except for like a few things I got to hear at the gala. Lauren sent that to me because she knew I'd be excited about it, which I was. But otherwise, I see episodes when you guys see episodes. But when they air, I get to see the final product and go, oh,
I can imagine a big house party where everyone's watching
Yes.
them and watching
And what's that like? How do you feel when you see your script being portrayed on the screen like that?
It's really exciting. It's super, because anytime you write something, it's one of those, people liken it to giving birth. I'd say that it's a lot less painful than giving birth.
I would hope so.
But it's, you get to see your work come to life, and that's very, very exciting. And because this whole, getting to, it's funny that somebody leaked the Smile song before the episode aired.
Yep,
And
yep.
It had been so long since I'd written it. My version was so different. I was listening to it, I was like, oh, wait, those are my lyrics. Oh, okay, this is bizarre. Because it was just with an image of Pinkie Pie on it.
Yeah.
So it was so disconnected.
Was that the first time you had heard the new version?
Yeah.
Was the leaked version?
Yeah. So then,
Quite a surprise.
So then it was just kind of so out of context that I said, okay, I'm not going to pay attention to that until the episode airs.
Did you think that maybe it wasn't an official version since it sounded so different?
Part of me wondered, but I said, well, those are my, I went through my script and I said, those are my words. So okay.
It might have been just a really good fan group that somehow stole your script.
Yeah. What do I know? And then, but then I saw the episode and saw, her. I was like, oh, okay. And it's one of those things when you hear either you have to be prepared, like, okay, let's listen to the song, and now I know this is what I'm listening to. But it was just so bizarrely, when it was sent to me, it was just very surprising. But then seeing the episode of it, it was fantastic because it was so
wonderful.
It was what I wanted with starting so simple and building and building and building.
Yeah, so it ended up being at the right place, just a different key then.
Yeah.
We actually have another question from the live stream.
Okay.
They're wanting to know, when we see your name in the credits, it usually says just Amy Keating Rogers.
Yes.
Is there any collaboration between other writers, and is there a writer that you have worked with on the show that you like to do, that it was a lot of fun to work with?
Yeah, we don't collaborate.
Okay.
It's just us. The biggest changes come from a story editor. So in seasons 1 and 2, that's Rob Renzetti. And so if things, so I'd say that 90 to 95% of the script that you see is my script. There will be things that are changed. Sometimes things are changed. You have to cut things. Or some things are added or changed or tweaked when the storyboard artist does them, because they plus things. Every step of the process pluses the whole episode. So editing affects it. Not just editing. Oh, we have to cut this and make it shorter, but
right.
They would go through. Sometimes I know. For me as a story editor, I would get notes on legal things. Oh, we can't say that. We have to say this. Okay, so you don't bother a writer who wrote that. You just go through and you find an alternative and you change it.
Right.
So
right.
little things like that always happen on a show.
Wonderful.
Is there anybody? Would you want to collaborate with any of the other writers? And if so, are there anybody in particular that you would want to do that with?
If I were to collaborate with someone, I think a good collaboration would be me and Cindy Morrow.
Cindy Morrow.
And actually, I think she and I would write an awesome musical.
Awesome.
A lot of the fans are clamoring for a full musical
A
episode
full
in
episode.
season 3.
Well, and again, I don't know what's happening in season 3 or anything. So
I'm just saying.
I'm with you. I'd love to see a full musical.
Are we
but
seeing a lot of music in Care Bears?
There is a lot of music. Yeah.
Good, wonderful.
Yeah, the
So we'll
Bears
be able to
sing-
see that.
Yeah, there's some good music in that.
And we do have one last question, or one good question from the live stream. Hopefully not the last one, but it is a bit of a kind of a bittersweet question, I guess. They're wanting to know, what is your favorite moment from working at My Little Pony Friendship Magic? I know it's a bit of a weird question
Right.
because now it's over.
Now it's over.
But what is your favorite moment?
I don't know. To me, I'm trying to think what my favorite moment would be. Getting to write the music has really been my favorite. Even though
Is it the writing, or is it seeing it come to fruition that you think is best?
when I see it come to fruition and realize that my jokes are actually funny, that they're not just funny in my head.
We know what that's like.
Yeah.
To me, as I was drifting off to sleep, I was trying to figure out in last roundup what Pinkie Pie was going to say that was going to upset Applejack so much. What were the annoying things? Because it's Pinkie's mouth, but what does that exactly mean? It's Pinkie's mouth. And as I was drifting off to sleep, and I started thinking of
Chimichurri-chonga.
Chimichurri-chonga. Right.
Chimichurri-chonga.
And I started laughing. And I was like, that'd be funny. Yeah, I like that. And then I was like, I have to write it down. And I, wrote it down really fast because I always forget things. And so getting to see jokes like that and then see, fans' responses to that and that there are pictures with chimichurri-chongas and all these things, that's very exciting to see.
People have made chimichurri-chongas.
Oh, that's just, that's amazing.
And they're
That's
delicious.
awesome.
Have you tried one yourself?
I'm amazed. I have not. I'm imagining it's like a crepe. But, no, I have not.
That's
I have not
wonderful.
had the opportunity.
Well, we're so happy. Memories abound, I'm sure. And I think that a lot of the Bronies are wanting to know, what's it like to work with Lauren Faust, and what was your initial collaboration with her on the beginning? Because it was basically your team, you, Lauren, and a few others, that made the show what it is.
It's awesome. Lauren is awesome. She was the visionary behind this. She came to me early on. She said, I'm pitching this thing, and I'm hoping it works out. And
so she reached out to you before the show started?
Yeah.
Because she'd worked with on
Foster's. Because we worked together. And we knew we worked well together, and she wanted to make this strong girl show. She said, I'm doing this, I'm pitching this, we're just waiting for a green light kind of thing. And she said, but when it gets picked up, I want you to write for it. I was like, awesome. So, and so it was great because I was there right at the beginning. Me and Lauren and this guy named Paul Rudish worked on the first double episode, the pilot. We broke the story together. And then when we got to move on, and Lauren had written a shorter version of Ticketmaster, and I needed to make it 22 minutes instead of 11 minutes. So we sat down and we broke, okay, what other extra stuff are we putting in here to make this a full episode? So it was, working with Lauren is great. Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, and I want to keep going back to that though, but I don't know if you can hear it, but right now there is a huge group of Bronies over there singing Winter Wrap Up. I don't know if you can hear it.
Awesome.
It's not going to make it to my microphone, but I guess since they're singing it, did you work on that one at all?
I did not. That's Cindy.
That's Cindy. Okay,
That's
wonderful.
Cindy.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I would love to hear
Maybe
an
we
early
can talk
version of
them
that.
into singing at the gala.
Oh wait, can we get them over to here singing "Smile, Smile, Smile"? That would be. There was actually
tell her about
last night. There was an enormous group of Bronies outside the convention center, and we all got together, spur of the moment, and we sang "Smile, Smile, Smile."
Wow.
Not your original version,
Well,
but
how
your
could ya?
lines.
But keep in mind now that you have sung your original version, it will be redone, it will be remastered, it will
They
be
need to hear the
remixed
whole- I
ad
see the whole thing.
nauseum.
There will be an auto-tune version of it before the end of the day.
Absolutely. You will be.
auto-tune my voice.
You may be the next Twilight Licious.
All right.
Do we have an Amy Keating Rogers list?
That's a lot of
licious.
That's the A to the
A
M
and
to the YKEATINGROGERS.
And
I'm already out of breath,
No
I'm
other
sorry.
pony writes an awesome script like her. Wonderful.
Look over there.
Look over there.
Who's over here?
All right, I think we got somebody. I think we
coming
might
in
be
here.
losing our spot here because they're actually getting ready to start a panel. But
No, there's something else going on.
we're smiling.
smiling.
Are we doing a smile
Do
here?
you guys have a plan?
Oh, of course you can sing along.
You might want to come to the side here so that you can see whatever it is that's going on.
We can see it.
All right. Who is the ringleader? Who is the ringleader here?
We
Sir,
got our
what is your
ringleader.
name?
My name is Pony Toast from Celestia Radio.
Okay, and what exactly is it that you're planning to do here right now?
We're going to sing for Amy Keating Rogers.
And what is it that you were going to sing?
We're going to be singing the Smile Song.
Are you going to be singing her version or Daniel's version?
We're going to be singing, I assume we're going to be singing
they only
Daniel's
know
version.
Daniel's version.
Because she just all right. Are you ready?
Feel free
Okay,
to join
we're
in.
going to try to pick this up the best we can with our mics.
I love to
So here we go.
My name is Pinkie Pie. Hello. And I am here to say, how you doing? I'm gonna make make you smile, and I will brighten up your day. It doesn't matter now.
What's up?
If you are sad or blue, howdy! 'Cause cheering up my friends is just what Pinky's here to do. 'Cause I love to make you smile, smile, smile. Yes, I do. It fills my heart with sunshine all the while. Yes, it does. 'Cause all I really need is a smile, smile, smile from these happy friends of mine. I like to see you grin. Awesome! I love to see you grin. Rock on! 'Cause corners of your mouth turned up is always Pinky's dream. If you're kind of worried and your face has made a frown, I'll work real hard and do my best to turn that sad frown upside down. 'Cause I love to make you grin, grin, grin. Yes, I do. Bust it out from ear to ear, let it begin. Just give me a joyful grin, 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 and it fill me with good cheer. It's true, some days are dark and lonely, and maybe you feel sad, but Pinky will be there to show you that it isn't that bad. There is one thing that makes me happy and makes my whole life worthwhile, and that's when I talk to my friends and get them to smile. I really am so happy. Your smile fills me with glee. I give a smile, I get a smile, and that's so special to me. 'Cause I love to see you beam, beam, beam. Yes, I do. Tell me, what more can I say to make you see that I do? It makes me happy when you beam, beam, beam. Yes, it always makes my day. Come on, every pony, smile, smile, smile. Fill my heart up with sunshine, sunshine. All I really need's a smile, smile, smile from these happy friends of mine. Come on, every pony, smile, smile, smile. Fill my heart up with sunshine, sunshine. All I really need's a smile, smile, smile from these happy friends of mine. Come on, every pony, smile, smile, smile. Fill my heart up with silent smile. All I really need's a smile, smile, smile from these happy friends of smile, 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 smile. Come on and smile. Come on and smile.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh,
Unbelievable,
wonderful.
guys.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Amy Keating Rogers,
Amy
ladies
Keating
and
Rogers,
gentlemen.
Phillies and Genitals.
Thank you
very
so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us. This was wonderful, an honor.
So much. It was my pleasure. Thank you very much.
This is fantastic.
Can't wait to see what you do in the future, and I loved your work.
Thank you.
It's wonderful.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Bro hoof, wonderful.
All right,
we're
you
getting
guys-
all the bro hoofs here. We're getting
Absolutely.
every bro hoofs, every single bro.
My
hoof.
knuckles are getting sore.
I think I'm losing some color in my face. That was so wonderful.
I know. I'm going to pass out from
My
the awesomeness.
quotient of
It's
happiness
unbelievable.
is beyond belief. I think that I can walk into desolation and still smile. That is such
Absolutely.
a wonderful
Absolutely.
thing. I can walk out into New Jersey and still smile. I mean, that's
That
how good.
is saying
that's how
something.
good
That
that,
is saying
was.
something.
That's outside. We should go outside and test that theory right now. But
Yeah, we should.
no offense to the New Jersey Bronies. I'm sure it's a wonderful state. I just don't happen to live there. Oh God, that was so wonderful.
I don't know what. I'm totally speechless at this point.
Oh, that was so
Just
wonderful.
bro for that, man.
We
That
have,
was
to, we have to thank.
wonderful.
Okay, and we have to thank our good buddy, our good director,
Mr.
LTT
Moose,
Mr.
who
Moose.
set this all up. Show your face, man.
Yeah, that was wonderful.
Our wonderful program director here today who got us.
Thank you very much, Miss Rogers. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the convention.
There was an episode. Did you write that episode?
I wrote Powerpuff worked differently than other shows. It was an outline-driven show. So that's a
So
whole
it was
other-
more of a collaboration between writers for each episode.
Right. It was an outline-driven show. Is you have a story meeting. I would write the outlines, and then the storyboard artist drew it and did the dialogue. I actually did a full script for one episode of Powerpuff Girls, and that was Molingual. I forget if it's called Molingual or Molinguish. It changed titles, and I forget which it started and which it went to. But yes, there is an episode called Bubblicious.
Wonderful.
But I think that's one of the big things is had Powerpuff come out now and the internet been what it is now, I think it might have had this kind of explosion. I think it's also that Pony was, it came at a time that's it's so different.
What do you think is the difference between that show, which had a lot of the same people who work on My Little Pony, and My Little Pony, because they were both written for sort of a younger demographic,
Right.
and this show is completely taken off in a way that Powerpuff Girls, while it was hugely popular, what do you see as the difference between the two shows?
Honestly, I think one of the big differences is where the internet is now. Because had the internet, back then, I would have some fan interaction because I was the head writer of the show, and so I would go onto websites and see how fans were liking the shows and see the responses, but it was never to the level, the internet wasn't to that level. I don't think there was YouTube back then.
Yeah.
So we didn't have that same, there wasn't the level of...
There was no Bubblicious back then.
Right, right, we didn't have that, although there was an episode called Bubblicious.
This is Joe Stevens with the Equestrian Inquirer and Everfree Radio.
Along with Tech Rat.
And we have a very special guest with Amy Keating Rogers, the writer from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Hi.
We are so happy you're here. And in fact, I think we have a writers panel coming up soon.
Yes, we have it tomorrow.
How have you been liking BronyCon so far?
I love it. I'm having a great time. Everybody's so nice, and just seeing all the fans and the response from the fans has been really exciting.
Wonderful, wonderful. And we've already said that you're a writer on the show. That's correct. What is it like to write for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic?
It's actually one of the best shows I've ever written for, because Lauren set up the whole world so completely. It just made it incredibly easy to write for in a lot of ways because the characters were so complete and so detailed and so individual. It made it so writing came very naturally.
And so what other shows, you mentioned Lauren Faust, so you've worked with her before.
Yes, I've worked with Lauren on Powerpuff Girls and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful. And you were saying how Lauren really was able to flesh out these characters and flesh out this world. When you sit down to write a script for the show, which character do you most enjoy writing for?
Currently, my last couple episodes, I really had a good time with Pinkie Pie. In the last roundup, she did a lot of fun stuff with the Chimichurri-chonga.
Chimichurri-chonga.
And then in A Friend Indeed, she had that whole stuff with Cranky. I got to write a song for her. So getting that silliness of Pinkie, those were my last two episodes. So I got to really enjoy that. I also do enjoy Applejack a lot because I get to pull in the kind of the southern isms in there, and a lot of that kind of stuff are ways that I talk in certain ways. I'm not from the South, I'm from Los Angeles, but I kind of get to pull in a lot of my kind of I Love Lucy stuff.
I was just going to ask you about that, actually.
Yeah. I Love Lucy is a show that I watched growing up, just obviously in reruns because I'm not that old, but to be able to play with her language is a lot of fun with Applejack because she does say quirky, silly things.
Well, that's wonderful. We love those unique characters. We love watching them. But one of the interesting things you mentioned, you had been Powerpuff Girls.